Federal prosecutors will ask a grand jury to indict Hunter Biden, the son of President Biden, by September 29th, according to a court filing by special counsel David Weiss. This comes after a deal between prosecutors and Hunter Biden's attorney over attacks and gun charges that fell apart in July. Will he get indicted? I doubt it. At best, you get house arrest.
Now to breaking news concerning Hunter Biden. Federal prosecutors revealing in a court filing today that they will seek to indict the president's son before the end of this month. We get the new details from CBS's Catherine Herridge.
The prosecutor's status report is the strongest indication that charges are looming in the Hunter Biden case. The president's son had previously reached a deal for alleged gun possession by a drug user that avoided prosecution if he abided by the terms for 2 years. But in July, a plea agreement for misdemeanor tax charges collapsed, leaving the future of the gun deal in question and Hunter Biden facing legal jeopardy. Today, special counsel David Weiss revealed his plans, telling the court the government intends to seek the return of an indictment in this case before September 29th. Harry Litman is a former federal prosecutor.
What's the message from this filing?
The message from this filing is they are going full bore at him on a charge that they normally wouldn't bring. So they are really playing hardball with Biden.
In August, Weiss, a Trump appointee, was named special counsel after prosecutors said negotiations with Hunter Biden's lawyers were at an impasse. An attorney for the...
How do negotiations get at an impasse when someone commits a crime like what he did with the gun, what he's done with Burisma, the fake LLCs, the fake names? Like, when does justice prevail? When? We don't get special treatment. Like, we as in people like us. We go straight to jail. We do something like that. Steal from a grocery store, jail. Steal from a bank, jail.
President's son said today, we expect a fair resolution based on the evidence and the law, not outside political pressure.
This development comes as House Republicans have already ramped up their investigations into the president and his son, calling the plea agreements a sweetheart deal, and they want special counsel Weiss to testify. Nora.
Sweetheart deal for a sweet little baby Hunter Biden and his big papa daddy trying to protect him from the bad big house. When is that going to stop? When is justice going to prevail? When is someone going to be brought to justice for something they've done wrong? Probably never. These rich people, they always get away with these things. Why? Because they got money. Not right. Here's an article about that gun charge Hunter got when he dished it in the trash can, apparently. Gun control Democrats groups silent after Hunter Biden charged with firearms felony. Biden will likely avoid prison for a federal charge that carries 10 years max. 10 years max for who? People like me and you. Not for people like Joe's son, little baby Hunter. Why? Because they got money, they got power. That's why. Prominent gun control Democrats and advocacy groups are keeping quiet after the president's scandal-plagued son Hunter Biden. Oh, scandals. He's got scandals. He's got a lot of those scandals. Was charged with the gun felony Tuesday. U.S. Attorney from Delaware, David Weiss, announced that President Biden's son agreed to enter into a pretrial diversion agreement regarding a felony charge of possession of a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. He will also plead guilty to misdemeanor counts of willful failure to pay federal income tax, and federal prosecutors are recommending probation. What? So he's in possession of a firearm, and it's unlawful if you're an addict of a controlled substance, and he doesn't pay federal income tax? What? And he's going to get probation? No. That's not right. Weiss's office indicated that without a plea agreement, Hunter Biden would face a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison on the firearm charge and a maximum penalty of 12 months of prison on each of the 2 tax charges. He'll see no time in jail. Guarantee it. Hypocritical Democrats. Hypocrites. The deal, which will likely keep Hunter out of jail, still has to be approved by a judge. Fox News Digital asked multiple Democrats in favor of gun control whether the first son is being appropriately held accountable for the alleged gun crime. Inquiry to offices of Reps Pete Aguilar, D. California, James Cleburne, Hakeem Jeffrey Nadler, Abigail whatever, Egg Swalwell, Mike Thompson's were not returned, obviously. Because they're silent when it comes to people they know and like and want to help. When if it's someone with the last name Trump, they would be all over this. They will be all over this. Like white on rice, people. No kidding. Fox News Digital sent inquiries to Giffords, Everytown for Gun Safety, Brady, United States Gun Violence March for Our Lives, and Moms Demand Action, asking the prominent gun control groups whether avoiding jail time is an appropriate punishment for such a charge. But those also went unanswered. Yet again, another example of hypocrites protecting their own. However, not everyone was silent on the charges announced Tuesday. Swalwell said Hunter took responsibility and that the investigation turns up zero of bogus MAGA claims. What? Eric Swalwell said from Twitter or X. Bottom line, number one half of the Hunter Biden investigation led by Trump's DOJ Trump-era prosecutors stayed on the case. Number two, Hunter takes responsibility for his actions plus pays all taxes. Didn't it just say he didn't pay his federal income tax? What's he talking about? Number three, years plus the investigation turns zero of bogus MAGA claims. That sounds so familiar whenever they were investigating Trump. Turned up zero. Nothing. Millions of dollars down the drains, and they got nothing to say for. Number four, no Dems threaten violence after charges brought. Golly. The firearms charge stemmed from allegations that Hunter Biden lied during a gun purchase in 2018, which he lied because he was an addict to a controlled substance, crack, cocaine, hookers, being a menace to society. That's his charges. The last one I made up, but you get it. The first son has been under federal investigation since 2018, which began amid the discovery of suspicious activity reports regarding funds from China and other foreign nations. What? Funds from China? And Burisma, he knows nothing about nothing. How does he get these stupid jobs? Oh, daddy, that's how it happens. Republicans have accused Hunter of selling his followers' influence overseas during his vice presidency. Yes, indeed he did. America has 2 million people incarcerated right now. Rep. Clay Higgins, R. Louisiana, told Fox News Digital, we have 6,000 jails. We could have found a place for Hunter, but the truth is nobody really cares about Hunter Biden. Hunter was a rookie influence peddler and a troubled young man selling access to his dad. He's a part of the Biden crime family, yes, but he's not the big guy. Who's the big guy? That is Papa Joe Biden. That's the big guy. He wasn't the VP, and he's not the inaugurated president. House Oversight Committee Republicans know what our job is. We're focused on the big guy, Joe Biden, he added. This is deflection. Deflection. Representative Aggie Biggs, R. Arizona, told Fox News Digital Hunter Biden has been involved in more serious crimes, and his plea deal creates an illusion that justice has been served. It hasn't. Most certainly it has not been served until the boy gets put in the slammer, which he's not going to. At best, like I said, he might get an ankle monitor put on. Maybe. I don't know. The news of the charges against Hunter Biden came 1 week after former President Trump, the 2024 Republican presidential front-runner, was arraigned and pleaded not guilty to 37 federal felony charges in a classified records case. You see, he's a prime example of these hypocrites. Whenever it's a D beyond their name, nothing. They don't even talk about it. They sweep it under the rug when it's an R, and especially when your last name's Trump. They hit you with anything and everything they can, nonstop bogus investigations, bogus crime charges. And the man, he went and turned himself in at Georgia to the Fulton County Jail, where he took the most iconic picture ever. Here it is. We have a very clear picture right now of what it looks like when the Biden DOJ goes after someone it wants to take down. Representative Darrell Issa, R. California, told Fox News Digital, this is clearly not that. Wow. Well. What do we do about this, guys? Another clear case of rules for thee, but not for me. When Democrats do things that are not legal or unjust, they get away with it. When Republicans do it, like Trump does it, they don't get away with it. They get hit with everything they possibly can to get hit, and it ain't right. It ain't something's got to change. People need to be unvoted. They need to resign. They need to be charged with some sort of crime because there's nothing just about this. This is just one example of the many wrongdoings these people are doing. Here's an article about some of Hunter Biden's expenses in 2018 tax returns, which included prostitutes, sex club to consulting business on 2018 tax returns, whistleblower said in IRS. Whistleblower revelations come days after DOJ reached a plea deal with Hunter Biden for misdemeanor tax charges. Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden, counted payments to prostitutes and dues for a sex club on his tax returns as expenses for consulting businesses, according to the whistleblower testimony to Congress. He's in trouble for trying to put a prostitutes and sex club on his tax returns as expenses. What the hell is stupid can this guy be? On Thursday, the House Ways and Means Committee released testimony from two IRS whistleblowers who said the Department of Justice, FBI, and IRS had interfered with the investigations of the tax evasion case against Hunter Biden. Gary Shapley Jr., an IRS criminal supervisory special agent who oversaw the IRS probe into President Biden's son, testified that in 2018, Hunter Biden listed payments to prostitutes on his tax returns to the company Owasco PC, which allegedly brought in his consulting fees. Whoa, consulting fees for prostitutes. Whoa, it's kind of sketchy there, Hunter. There were multiple examples of prostitutes that were ordered basically, and we all have the communications between that where he would pay for these prostitutes, would book them a flight where even the flight ticket showed their name, and then he expensed those, Shapley testified. Damn, so he put the expenses of a prostitute, like plane tickets, on his taxes. How the frick? Shapley said some flights were first-class tickets while others were on Frontier Airlines. Shapley said that in Biden's 2018 tax return, which was filed late and not prepared until 2020, he was expensing personal expenses for his business expenses. So, I mean, everything, there was a payment that there was a $25,000 to one of his girlfriends, and it said golf membership. Damn, that's an expensive golf membership. Where? Mar-a-Lago or something? And then we went out to follow that money, and it was for a sex club membership in LA. You sneaky, sneaky son of a gun. See what you did there, Hunter. The Hunter Biden tax investigation, codenamed Sportsman, was opened in November 2018 as an offshoot of an IRS investigation into a foreign-based amateur online pornography platform, Shapley told Congress. The probe into Hunter Biden's finances began in 2018 amid the discovery of suspicious activity reports regarding the funds. Oh, suspicious indeed. Yeah. The investigation had previously been believed that had been predicted in part by suspicious transactions from China and other foreign nations like Ukraine and Burisma. Yeah, that's a topic right there. So the worst part about 2018 is that Hunter Biden's accountants are sitting there with him at the table, and they all have the numbers in front of them, right? The bank accounts in front of them, and they are saying that, you need to circle what our business expenses so that we know what to deduct, Shapley testified. So it becomes apparent to the accountants during the interaction that he's putting things on there that aren't expensive, that aren't true business expenses, he said. So the accountants create a representation letter that basically said they have never done before. And they had him sign the document, and it basically because they didn't believe what he was saying, but they didn't, even if they were going to prepare his return. They had to listen to what he's saying. I mean, I guess they could have just chosen not to prepare his tax return, would have been their only out. But was the type of conduct in 2018 he continued. Shapley testified that decisions in the case seemed to be influenced by politics, and that at every stage of the probe had the effect of benefiting the subject of the investigation. The revelations come onto the heels of the Justice Department announced Tuesday that Hunter Biden will plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of willful failure to pay federal income tax. The younger Biden also agreed to enter into pre-trial diversion agreement regarding a separate charge of possession of a firearm by a person who is unlawful user of or addicted to a controlled substance, crack cocaine, to be exact. Some pictures of them smoking a pipe, actually, in a bathtub, I think. Ian Sams, spokesperson for the White House, said in a statement reacting to the whistleblower revelations, since he took office and consistent with his campaign promise that he would restore the independence of the Justice Department when it comes to decision-making in criminal investigations. President Biden has made it clear that this matter would be handled independently by the Justice Department under the leadership of the U.S. Attorney appointed by former President Trump, free from any political interference by the White House. He has upheld that commitment. But still, we still got stonewalling from the Democrats trying to protect and shield babyface Hunter Biden. What the heck? Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.